Hi guys, welcome back to tutorial race. And in this video tutorial, I'm going to discuss about TypeScript modules. So it's important to note that in TypeScript 1.5, the nomenclature has changed. Internal modules are now namespaces. External modules are now simply modules. Is to align with ECMAScript 2015's terminology. As you know, that after ECMAScript 2015, many things have changed. So TypeScript has also changed its naming uh, pattern. So what is module? Module is one of the important part of TypeScript, and module was introduced in JavaScript with launch of ECMAScript in 2015. So as you know that TypeScript, this module thing is not part of, it's not that suddenly in TypeScript uh, module has been introduced, and module is not only part of TypeScript. Actually, in ECMAScript 2015, module was introduced. So modules are executed within their own scope and not in global scope. This means that variables, functions, classes, etc. declared in a module are not visible outside module unless they are explicitly exported using one of the export forms. On the other hand, to use a variable functions, classes, interfaces, etc. exported from other modules, it has to be imported using one of the import forms. So modules import whatever using module loader. At runtime, the module loader is responsible for finding and executing all the dependencies of the module before executing it. In TypeScript, just as in ECMAScript 2015, as you know, the TypeScript is derivation, and TypeScript has been derived from ECMAScript. So any file containing a top-level import or export is considered a module. On the other hand, a file without any top-level import or export declaration is treated as script which contents are available in the global scope and therefore to modules as well. So let's see the example that how we use export keyword. So export keyword is used to export. Remember, export keyword is used to export variable, function, class, type list, or interface, etc. So let's create a file called uh, validcheck.ts. Then we will write here export interface checking string. Okay, then is valid is a function. Then parameter s sits at that, and type is string, and ultimately it will return boolean after checking. So similarly, uh, export constant number. So as mentioned before, you can use export in interface also, in any number, or in any constant or variable also. So here export constant number checker, and this is just a pattern, regular expression pattern. And then export class pin code checker implements check string. This class is implementing this interface, the check string interface. And inside that, as you know, there is a function called is valid s string. Then here return s dot length triple equal to, that means it's checking equality as well as it's checking the data type. And number checker test dot s, passing as parameter, we are checking if the uh, string is fine. So export statement. So export statement are useful when exports need to be renamed for consumer. So the above example can be written as class pincode validator implements checking string is valid string. Now we are exporting rather than writing export here. In our previous example, we had written export directly before class. Okay, but the drawback in the previous one was that you cannot support, this is a long name, isn't it? Pin code validator. Okay, so uh, pin code validator. So we could use export here, but we cannot change its name. So here we have declared the class, but below we are exporting its name. So pin code validator and export pin code validator as PCV. Okay, so the short name we are giving just an alias, but it was not possible to provide this PCB here before class. So now that you understand how export or module interface uh, or string, variable, constant, or class. So now in this section we will see how we can import. So importing works in similar fashion as exporting from a module. Importing exporting declaration is done through using one of the import forms below. So we just write import a single export from the module like this. Import pin code validator from pin code validator. So let my validator equal to new pin code validator, and then imports can be also renamed. If you remember, in our export time we had just renamed. So not only at export time, you can also uh, give a short name in time of import. So import pin code validator as PCV from pin code validator. Let my validator equal to new PCV. Import the entire module into a single variable and use it to access the module export. So it works as import start as validator from pin code validator. Let my validator equal to. So this means here we are importing the entire module here, and then validator dot pin code validator. Hi guys, so I'm going to show you the practical example of export module. So let's write here interface, then students details, student student details. Now ID, number, then S name, string, and ID name for all. So we are putting three things here. Number. Now let's now let's import this into this file. So we will have to write sorry, we will have to write here import, then or this name. So name is students details from, then name is interface, no, export interface. So okay, there is error. So the error is showing that it's not a module. Okay, so as you know, when you write export, in that case it becomes a module. So we will have to write here export, only then it will be a module. And as you can see, the error is gone now. Now let's create a class here, class school, class school, and then implements students details, implements student details. Remember, to understand this chapter, you must know class and object, and you must know interface also. We have already covered the chapter in our previous video, so if you have not covered those, or if you don't know class object and interface, you are recommended to check that first.
Okay, so it's showing error because we have implemented this interface. So it is important that we must implement that the values of that interface. So we will have to write here id, then one s name, s name. So is it s to what? S name is capital, s name, then Rajesh, and roll. Is there something? ID not s name. We don't need that, so let's keep only two fields that I need. So rather here I will put roll. Okay, so here we will roll name, and we don't need this one, and also we don't need to put values here, rather we will pass. Yes. So now we'll write here a function name, say this displaying the data. Okay, and then void, and then here the function body. So number, and here string, and then we have to pass this into parameter. So we write here row, and then an s name, s name. It must be s name also, s name capital and capital. Now let's write here console dot log, then students detail is, then roll plus, then roll plus again, then space here, and name space plus, then s name. Okay, so now uh, now we want to display these things in a separate file. So remember, we have exported this module. So as you know, as soon as you write export, then it becomes module, whether it's class or interface. Okay, so in this case, again, we don't want to display these values here. So rather, we have created a new file called import class.ts. Right here, again, import. Then here we'll have to provide class name. Class name is school. This one, school from from uh, dot slash, and then um, our file name is export icon class. Remember, we don't write here dot ts. Okay. Okay. Again, it says that it cannot find module export class. So what we will have to do, we have to again write here in this file. Again, we will have to write here export. So also, as you know, rather than writing there you can also write here export, then the class name, like this. So it can be also written like this. Now you have to one dot before, and then spelling mistake there is, so it's full. Okay, now here we will write where d equals to new school. New school. We are initializing with the object d dot display. Okay, what do you say? And then we have to pass parameters. So roll number one, and then name equal to values. Now let's mm, compile this. So our final file name is import class.ts. tsc import class.ts. Then node import class import class class.ts. Oh, there is mistake. There will be dot not comma. Yes. So the result is showing here roll number one and name equal to values. So hope you understand with this simple example that how export and import works in the TypeScript. So we have created three files. In the first file, we created interface and then exported it, and then that interface was imported in class, and again this class was exported and imported in this file. Ultimately, the result. So what happens actually in this TypeScript or Angular when you work or so what you actually do, you write the class file in one file and then you can import in as many edge files you like, so that becomes a reusable code. Inside this there is another term called default export. So if you write here, okay, I will uh, show you that how default module works in a separate video, so that will be better. So see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.